So it's a little while since I've spoken to you, April, and I know that your career continues to soar. Really, the latest being a link up with the Ink Spots, who were very big a long time ago, and I know they've gone through generational changes. But that is some act to partner with, isn't it?
Yeah, actually, it's been tremendous to partner with the world famous Ink Spots because it's the latest generation of the George Holmes group because the original group was George Holmes, Bill Kenny, etc. And this is like and so it's the latest generation of that group. And these guys are tremendous. It's been tremendous because both of my grandfathers were GIs in World War II, and they loved the Ink Spots, loved them.
Well, like one of the songs that I'm most familiar with that I didn't realize they'd actually originated was Whispering Grass, which was a big hit in I think the 70s or 80s in this country. Not by them, but by somebody who covered it. But they did the original of that, didn't they? And so many other hits down the years.
Yes, they did. So they did the original Whispering Grass, and then If I Didn't Care, that has been covered by a lot of people. And the Ink Spots, they've always been a part of the Great American Songbook. And what was so amazing about this was initially Bill Kenny, who was the lead singer of the Ink Spots in 1945, and Ella Fitzgerald recorded this. And the Ink Spots and Ella Fitzgerald did an album. And when I was learning how to sing in New York City, I had to get deathly honest with myself and said, April, you're not a Broadway singer. I mean, I love Broadway shows, but my voice doesn't have that much range. And my teacher, Gian Eric Douglas at NYU, it's the Lee Strasberg Institute, we had a lot of kids from Europe in the class because it was an institute class and it was a whole cross registration thing. And they knew standards because English was not the first language for some, and I learned how to sing on standards. And so this was like I finally got to put that into practice, and it was amazing. And it's amazing how standards never go out of style.
How did you then and May, your alter ego, if you like, how did you link up with the famous ink spots? I mean, how does that happen?
Why, hello, Ian. I was wondering when April would bring me up. You look scrumptious like a crumpet. May, leave Ian alone. Come on, he's my favorite bloke. Isn't that what you English say? Or are you a chap? Okay, but May, answer the question. Whatever, April. Okay, so May, how did you link up with the ink spots? Well, the world famous ink spots are represented by my manager, Clinton Ford Phillips Jr. He's my manager too, May. Whatever, ink girl. So they said to me, Miss Wilson, how do we treat you in the studio? And I said, fellas, treat me as you would any showbiz celebrity. This is what I got to deal with. She's so humble, but anyway, the guys knew me. We had the same manager, and they said we want to do a duet with April. And I'd been a singing telegrammer in New York City, but I'm not Mariah Carey. And so I said, guys, I'm not Mariah Carey. And they said, we don't want to do the duet with you. We want to do the duet with May. And I said, of course they want to do the duet with moi. I have the voice and I have the talent. I'm a star. So do you think that you can sing like Mariah Carey? Of course I can, April. She's Mariah Scary, okay? I am number one. May, Mariah Carey's listening to the show. Oh my God, I was just so kidding, Mariah. I love you. We're Gussies. Let's do lunch. Ta-ta. It's going to be that kind of a show, Ian. But yeah, so we got into the studio, and Pernell Berry, who's the lead singer of the Ink Spots, and Eddie Coco Stansel, who's the group leader, and he's the one that sings like this, that makes Barry White sound like a soprano. And Alan Howard got into the studio, and May, tell them what happened. Well, these guys were pros. Let me tell you, pros. But Cornell was looking at me like I was real. Yeah, he was. And I said, well, I am, duh. Yeah, that was true. He was singing to May, but these guys were top-notch pros. And this latest group, Alan Howard, Pernell Berry, led by Eddie Coco Stanzel, amazing guys.
Speaking to you now, April, who are your inspirations? Because I know your story a little bit in terms of your passion for ventriloquism and puppetry, etc. That I mean, I'm thinking of somebody like Shari Lewis. Was she an inspiration to you in the past?
Absolutely. Sherry Lewis has been an inspiration. Nina Conti, who's on your side of the pond, she's been an inspiration. Um, Ray Allen and Lord Charles, I still crack up when I see them. They've been inspirations, of course, Jeff Dunham, Otto Peterson, and it's amazing. But getting back to the Ink Spots, what's so amazing is this generation is getting to know the music with Fallout. And I feel like I'm a part of the Great American Songbook, but it's being streamed worldwide. We've been on the radio in Greenland. We've been on the radio and we were on the radio yesterday in Grenada. I believe that's the way it's pronounced, yeah, Grenada. We've been on the radio in Mexico. I did an interview in Spanish, muy caliente. May, that Spanish was really good. No, 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 no. Your Spanish was really good. Did you just pay me a compliment? Only because you made me. This is what I deal with. But anyway, we have gotten airplay in Australia, New Zealand, just all around the world. But it's amazing how people love standards and they love the ink spots and they love a talent just as myself. Okay, May, come on. We talked about sharing during the interview. She's impossible. I'm telling you, she's impossible.
And you it must have made during your lifetime, perhaps both of you, big sacrifices to get where you are. And what's your ultimate goal? I mean, do you want to? You obviously are growing in fame all the time. What's your ultimate goal? Is there one?
What is our ultimate goal, May? World domination. And okay, May. Let's be humble. Let's just say to bring ventriloquism everywhere. But we've had a great year so far. The year started the last year we ended up in the Daily Star, and this year we were in the Closer UK, which I guess is a tabloid where you guys are at, right? In your supermarkets. It's a supermarket magazine. This is us. And we ended up on magazine stands in Hong Kong, Australia. And it's just been tremendous because the most tremendous thing is not only getting to reconnect with you, but reconnecting with so many talented people around the globe and just meeting so many ventriloquists. But more than anything, I get to meet my fans. Uh, May, what's that spinning up front? That's one of your fans. Hey, get it, fan? This is why I make the jokes.
And obviously, ventriloquism had a very, very big success in the eras that you've talked about with, Shari Lewis and Lord Charles and all the rest of it. Do you think it's still as big and as popular? Still think there's a place for it?
Yes, I do. As a matter of fact, on school, I just started, and it's an online platform, a group called the Ventriloquist Guild, where ventriloquists from all around the world can connect. And I'm meeting new people from all the time. We just had a young lady today from Argentina that joined. We've had people from Germany, and there was a guy on there. His name is Marcus Winter, who has a dragon, and I love his act. I don't know any German, regrettably, but his dragon breathes fire. And it just, when I saw that video, I was like, I need to have Marcus Winter as a part of my group. There are ventriloquists from Russia that have joined. There are ventriloquists from all around the globe. And it's just so amazing, just the talent. And even on the radio side too, we're meeting you, and we were on the radio in Greenland, as we mentioned. And it's a country with, it doesn't even have 100,000 people, but their radio station was just amazing. The things that they were doing, not only for musicians, but for their community. I mean, this was awesome. I like just the dedication that people not only have to ventriloquism, but radio, and just keeping the arts alive, actually, you know?
Well, I'm all for that, as you know. I recently, a couple of weeks ago, was in the West End and saw a whole lot of shows, one of which was Avenue Q. You must be familiar with that. And obviously, they use puppets, but they don't do ventriloquism. The actor is on stage alongside the character. What do you think of stuff like that? I mean, does it frustrate you that they're not doing ventriloquism?
I think puppetry in any form is good. What did you think of Avenue Q, May?
Ah,
And
what?
let me tell you what I thought. I auditioned and I got the final callback and they didn't hire Ma. They were intimidated going, my star power. You know what, Gary Coleman? This is all your fault. This is what I deal with all the time. But it's just been amazing just to see what everybody's doing with ventriloquism and with the internet too. I I was able to do a show, um, my my one woman show slash television special, April Backstage, which is available on Vimeo, and I initially did that with a British network. And so, but it's amazing how many people love ventriloquism and love me. Okay. April, you're only getting these because of me. And just in case you're wondering, that's the way it is. It's streaming everywhere, April. We talked about this, okay? But April Backstage is streaming on Vimeo. You know, this is what you get for interviewing the both of us. You see, I'm fabulous, Ian. Let's just talk about how fabulous I am. He's shaking his head, mate, like he wants you to move on. Ever April.
Have you ever thought about entering something like Britain's Got Talent or America's Got Talent, anything like that? Because that would really heighten your profile, wouldn't it?
Oh, it would. Pardon me, it's a little dry where I'm at. Yeah, girl, excuses, excuses. We actually, we were in line to do that a few times, but then we booked work and so, or we would get busy or whatever. And so, but I would absolutely love to do a show like that, not only just to, heighten my profile, but to learn. Because I think everything is a learning opportunity, whether it's working with the world famous ink spots. And we were just on the Dennis Bono show this past week in Las Vegas, and he asked Dennis if he could put me in the will, and he said that he wasn't even in the will. Oh, that's the way she approaches all hosts. Can you put me in the will? No, no, we want you to live for as long as possible. Yeah, and so, but we just look at everything as an opportunity to learn. And I think one of my secrets as a ventriloquist, and I've only embraced this in the last few years, is everything's a learning experience. Because when I was younger, and you see this with sports, sometimes that staggering loss, it's like, how does a team get back up? And that's a good coach. And I've had good mentorship with Clinton Billups, my personal manager, with the Ink Spots, who are great guys. And when you work in an ensemble, it's the closest to heaven or hell you're ever going to get. And the Ink Spots are the closest to heaven. I love those guys. And they also, if you're listening, they have a whole album out. So, but it's been amazing. And it's been amazing to have somebody talk about moi in Tagalog because I am amazing in every language. May, come on, we talked about this.
Do you have other characters than May, or is it May now that's completely took over from your whole range of puppets that you have?
I have other characters too. And I gotta go meet my sugar daddy. If you want, you can meet one. Dwayne, I have 38 other characters, and my mother would rather that I got some real friends. Well, howdy, howdy, howdy. You look like somebody famous, but you're not. Well, I'm Mr. Las Vegas's second cousin, twice removed. Twice removed? Yes, I'm gonna remove once by casino security and once by the Clark County Department of Health. So I'm Dwayne Newton, Mr. Ongos Las Vegas. Ongos Las Vegas. Thank you very much. And you're on the radio in London. London, yes. So half off on TNL5, half off on TNL5. Wait, what's going on? Well, I'm currently appearing at the Kroger Supermarket Slot Parlor. But I got hopes and I got dreams. And someday, when they get a game license, I hope to appear at Whole Foods. And
I'd be interested to know what you think of Las Vegas entertainment. Is it changing? Because the city is constantly evolving. It had a Formula One Grand Prix there now, but I've heard that there's less visitors going there. Are the shows as strong as they once were? Yours obviously will be, but what about the rest of them?
well, I think it's always changing and they're strong in a different way. They're embracing technology, they're embracing the visitors. These are people that absolutely love live entertainment. And I think the shows are still is strong. I think Vegas is strong. Vegas is no stranger to change. We've had the mob, we've had Howard Hughes. 25% off of crumpets, 25% off of crumpets. Sorry, I'm still on the clock. Okay. But yeah, Vegas is always evolving. Like for instance, this is Mr. Almost Las Vegas, and your cousin is still performing. Is that correct? Yes, it is. Have you ever met him? He gave me his autograph once. Autograph, that's great. It was good and gold at the bottom of the restraining order. I see. Anyway, I gotta get back to work. Mr. Almost Las Vegas, Dwayne Newton, ladies and gentlemen.
Well, obviously you've got things like the Wizard of Oz performing in the big the big globe thing. What's it called again? The Sphere.
Oh, dear, yes. And the tickets are expensive, but people are coming. And I think everybody's afraid of AI. But the way I look at it is you can't be afraid of technology, and it's keeping the classics alive because The Wizard of Oz is one of my favorite shows. And one of the things, God willing, on my bucket list for this little comedian ventriloquist is coming to the West End to be the Wicked Witch of the West someday. It was one of my favorite roles of all time in high school. What can I say?
Well, then the best way to conclude this interview, I was going to ask you what your favorite piece of music is from a musical. Would it be something from Wizard of Oz then?
Yeah, Somewhere Over the Rainbow makes me cheer up every time. And a funny story, when I was the witch in back in Bethel Park, Pennsylvania, where I grew up. And for those of you that are in London, it is far away from Las Vegas. No, it is not next door. I had my green makeup on, and the young lady who was Dorothy is now an opera singer. She's a coach. But when she would sing it, I'd start crying. And she'd come off stage, she'd be like, April, you can't cry. You're gonna mess up your makeup. You gotta melt in a few acts.
Well, I hope you fulfill that dream and we'll play that song for you. And it's been my joy again to speak to you.
Thank you. Thank you so much. And much love from Las Vegas, everyone.